old man than during the whole week before I killed him.
There's a little bit of humor in there. A little bit.
There's more than a little, actually. That was sort of one of the things I wanted to do with the show is, look, Poe was incredibly witty. I mean, he had a lot of his writing shows that, and so I wanted to convey that. And not only that, you know, I had this thought that, you know, alcoholism, there's a reason why people drink. And one of the reasons why people drink is that for a time, it makes them the full person that they feel that they are. It emboldens them, and it gives them that cushion underneath them, the wing, the air under their wings to just really soar. And out of that, they're great fun at a party. I had an uncle who was an alcoholic, bless him, and he lived into his 80s. And he was a very, very quiet, private, quiet man until he drank, and then he was so funny. And so I wanted to convey that. There's a reason why he drank. It got him out of himself. He felt freer, and he's the life of the party. But then, of course, what we also show in this play, I hope, is that then there's the landing.
Yeah, well,
that's not so pleasant. So
it's true, and Poe does go from relatively in command at the beginning of the play and starts to lose himself as he drinks from his flask.
Exactly.
Now, how do you find the pacing for that to remember like which beats to get drunker and drunker on? And did you draw on your uncle for that at all?
A little bit. I mean, that is in all honesty for you, that is the most difficult track that I have. Mm-hmm. It's not so much the memorization or what comes next, it's the molecules in the brain. At what stage in his inebriation is he? At one point he's quite articulate, and then maybe the words start to just get a little harder to come out. And so that's sort of the choreography of that is my biggest challenge. To remember where he's at and find that fine line between sobriety and then he's a little tipsy into, good Lord, someone help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you do in this play a little bit differently than most, is that you're able to sort of break that fourth wall where you can kind of interact with the audience. How did that come about? What made you decide to take that tack?
Well, that sort of came out of our format. So what we do here is we try to recreate an imaginary recital where Poe holds forth. But we just kind of up the ante for him, and we place a person in the audience that he wants to impress. But this person in the audience has also laid down some, it's a woman, and she's laid down some rules for him. Do not drink. Do not introduce me. Do not dedicate a poem to me. Do not bring up this. Do not do that. So he's yes, dear, yes, dear, yes, dear. I will not. I mean, this is all what I know, not what the audience knows. So as the evening begins and he starts drinking, the rebel comes out, and he starts feeling empowered and resentful at all of these dictation, and he starts breaking every single one of them as the evening progresses, because, hey, I'm up here and you're down there and I'm in control and it's going well, and so why not?
And that's Helen, right?
And that's Helen, and then, and of course that does not. Poe had a very self-destructive aspect to him. He when things were going well, somehow he found a way of just ruining it. Over and over in his life. I think he was bipolar to some degree, and he just couldn't help. He called it the imp of the perverse. When things are going well, that little imp comes out and just wrecks the room, and sweeps everything off the table and goes, ha! And that's sort of what we Stuart and I give some credit, a lot of credit to Stuart for the format and how we break that fourth wall. It allows me to talk to the audience, and because it allows me to talk to the audience, I'm able to, you know, it's not so, it becomes less and less formal as it goes along, and then the next thing you know, I'm in the middle of them. So
yeah, that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about it when I saw it the first time, and I'm, like I said, looking forward to the second time. But yes, the audience feels like they're part of this disintegration of a person.
well, I hope so, and at some point, I think the audience sort of just wants someone to help him. Can someone,
absolutely.
like intervention, you know,
Yeah.
get him, help him, and there's no one's going to do that. But you know, with our evening, Poe does rally. I mean, there is a cathartic moment, and then he kind of does sober up and become a more centered version of himself. And I think, and I hope that he that he ends on a high note, and he's shown his ugly side, but at the same time, I think you see, I hope you see a full-rounded, complex, multi-layered human being. That's what I hope.